like spaghetti. Just everything, rotator cuff, you name it, was just shredded. And he had played basically a good part of the season like that.
We fed off of his energy, we fed off of his toughness, we fed off of his ability to be kind of in control. And so he had a great year, obviously, in 96. It was certainly a big part of what we were doing in 98. The guys fed off of his good energy.
Up next, the top 3 players in Padres history revealed.
God, I need a great athlete who can play everything, who's really intellectual. He was truly a Hall of Fame Padre.
He's by far one of the better teammates and one of the better players I've ever played with.
Padres' top 5 all-time players will be right back. Sports fan just comes from the heart. Yeah, that's what it is. Valley Sports, the heart of the fan.
Get more on Stir, where you can catch your local news and all your favorite local shows.
It's fancy.
Want more Judge Judy? Get more on Stir.
I'd like to see more on Stir.
Want more Ellen? Get more on Stir.
Fantastic.
More Feud? More Phil? More Robbie?
Now I am in your business, okay?
Yep, there's more on Stir.
Watch out. That's where I shine.
Don't just get it all. Get more on Stir. For the first time ever, Tennis Channel has complete live coverage of every ATP and WTA event in 2021 and beyond. That's first round through the finals at every ATP Masters 1000, 500, and 250. For the women, same story. Get every round at every WTA event. Plus, watch every single match of the men's and women's year-end finals. It's tennis all year long on Tennis Channel. Get more on Stir, where you can catch your local news and all your favorite local shows.
It's fancy.
Yep, there's more on Stir.
Watch out. That's where I shine.
Don't just get it all, get more on Stir.
For the world's top players, for the unforgettable moments, and for the most live tennis anywhere, subscribe to Tennis Channel Plus. Watch thousands of live matches from every ATP and WTA event year-round. Streaming anywhere, on any device. From star-studded Masters 1000s, to the biggest WTA events, to the year's second slam, Roland Garros. It's all on the #1 streaming app for tennis. Subscribe today.
Welcome back. Time now to reveal our honorable mentions list for the Padres' top 5 all-time players. The Junkman, Randy Jones, is among the franchise leaders in wins, ERA, and tops the list of innings pitched for the Padres. The 2-time All-Star was the Comeback Player of the Year in 1975 and received the franchise's first Cy Young Award in 1976.
They talk about pitchers throwing. Randy pitched, and Randy would wear out hitters. When he pitched, 10,000 more people would come to the game. If you came to a Padres game when Randy was pitching, you could make dinner arrangements afterwards because he was going to be that quick.
Nate Colbert was a 3-time All-Star at first base for the Padres and is currently the franchise home run leader.
I hit the wall 23 times. It would have been 23 additional home runs.
His record-setting day on August 1st, 1972, where he hit 5 home runs and drove in 13 runs in a doubleheader, still holds today.
I'm a San Diego boy, through and through.
Third on our list was the first ever player to become inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame as a San Diego Padre, Dave Winfield. Winfield was a 4-time All-Star during his time as a Padre and was awarded 2 Gold Gloves. He ranks in the top 5 in nearly every offensive statistical category for the RBIs, and home runs. Dave Winfield is number 3 on our top 5 Padres of all time.
God, I need a great athlete who can play everything, who's really intellectual, really smart, and just fantastic. David was, and again, was drafted by the ABA, the NBA, the NFL, the AFL at the time, and Major League Baseball. So they draft this guy first, who had just come from the World Series with Minnesota, where he pitched and played in the outfield, and a great pitcher. Could have easily been a top-level pitcher.
The anticipation for Dave Winfield when he got here was huge. To have this first-round draft pick come straight to the major leagues. And what the Padres saw was Dave Winfield grow up as a ball player.
Hitting with power with those great strides. I thought, having seen Mickey Mantle go first to third with speed, the best I ever saw after Mantle was David Winfield. Those long strides, and just chugging around, going first to third on a base hit, and with all that power, the big arm in playing right field. Just an athlete maybe you'd see once in a lifetime. The Padres, with Tatis, are seeing it twice in a lifetime.
He would have been San Diego's first true superstar had he stayed here. I was always hoping that Dave would, in that 7th year, change his mind, decide to remain a Padre, take the San Diego discount at that time. He was truly a Hall of Fame Padre.
Although I didn't play my entire career in San Diego, you know, it took me 6 teams. I say both leagues, both coasts, both countries. But, you know, I started in San Diego. They gave me my first shot. So I appreciated that greatly, and that's why I'm in the Hall of Fame as a Padre.
Ring those bells. It's Trevor time. At number 2 on our list is Trevor Hoffman. Trevor spent 16 seasons with the Padres, earning 6 All-Star nods, and is the franchise leader in appearances, ERA, and of course, saves. Hoffman was the first player to reach 500 and 600 saves, and in 2016, Major League Baseball named the National League Reliever of the Year award after him. Inducted into the National Baseball Hall of Fame in 2018, Hell's Bells Trevor Hoffman comes in at number 2 on our list of top 5 Padres players of all time.
New pitcher for the Padres is former Florida Marlins and former Reds farmhand Trevor Hoffman. Chris, you know, a lot of Padre fans.
One of the biggest trades that changed the course of this franchise was whenever he came from the Miami Marlins. I think he was kind of a reliever then, not really closer, and I think he'd hurt his arm and became the closer, came up with a changeup, and the rest is history.
Trevor set a different example. He set a different standard for the 9th inning, and I think people realize when some organizations say the 9th inning's not that important, we can pitch anyone there. They haven't met Trevor Hoffman.
Just a lights-out closer. To me, personally, Trevor Hoffman meant a great deal to me. My first day with the San Diego Padres, he came in to welcome me to the organization, to the city. And for me, that went a long, long way to be welcomed in by a guy who's got a statue outside this place.
Trevor, I can't stand facing Trevor. You know, one of my good friends in the game. One thing hitters don't want to do is be embarrassed. And Trevor had that changeup, and it was such a devastating pitch that the majority of the league would come to the plate going, "Don't let Trevor embarrass you with that changeup."
Not to brag, but I'm responsible for 2 blown saves from Trevor in his career. So had a little bit of success against Trevor, probably because I hit a changeup better than the fastball that time.
You know, Trevor, it was like clockwork. You knew when he was going to be in the
15 minutes till parade time.
He had a routine every day. He worked as hard as anybody. You saw him out running sprints and working out.
His routine and how he approached each game, he's almost robotic. Again, another great leader for that pitching staff, but not just the pitching staff, but for the whole team. Because of his work ethic, the way he approached everything, never said a bad word about a teammate.
I think the work ethic, the consistency, the ability to deal with failure.
He had the ice in his veins that it didn't matter if he blew a save, which didn't happen very often, but if he blew a save, the next day he'd right back out, give him the ball again, let's go get the business done. And that's where you want your closer to be. And when they started in '98, started playing the Hell's Bells, I still get goosebumps whenever you hear that now, and there'll never be a better closer song in the history of the game, and having Hoffy step out, run out there off that bullpen mound onto the field was a great sight to see.
The only thing I remember is there was a little bit of a whoa factor, a wow factor with the crowd. When that first bell went off, it was almost like, what the heck just happened? And I think it got refined over time on how they wanted to proportion the number of bells and the amount of time it was going to take to run in, to the time that we got done with our warm-up pitches. It became kind of a show. And, you know, the fact that it turned out as cool as it did is pretty cool.
Backhanded by the shortstop, Long got a hurry, got him! Yes! 479! Trevor Hoffman has become the all-time saves leader in Major League Baseball history.
I just absolutely loved the way he went about his business because his humility was there, but he was a star of stars.
Ultimate pro, ultimate team player. Everybody matters to Hoffy. The team, you know, he plays for the name on the front, not the back. He didn't do it with arrogance. He didn't do it with seniority. He did it with hard work and getting guys to buy into, you know, what we were trying to do.
Man, he's a brother that everybody want to have. Always with that smile, never get sad, never get mad. So I'm proud to be your amigo, Trevor, forever.
He's by far one of the better teammates and one of the better players I ever played with.
Him and Mariano were on that Mount Rushmore of closers.
When we return, we'll reveal the greatest Padre of all time.
Everything he did, first of all, he wanted to be the best at it.
You don't hit 340 by accident, 370 by accident. You work every single day at it.
You know, he's one of the true elite, pure hitters the game's ever seen.
Stay tuned.
Go inside the association with the stadium. With NBA breaking news from Shams Charania. You are continuing to break news, and this is big news. Exclusive player and coach conversations and interviews.
Hey, you should come back to the Lakers. And then I'm here.
NBA prospect breakdowns and analysis from the experts.
He was terrific.
And in-depth information from NBA insiders.
2 of the best in the NBA.
Get your NBA fix with Inside the Association on Stadium, your 24/7 home for sports.
Why are you a sports fan? He scores! Is it the spectacle? The unpredictable excitement? Is it the sense of belonging? Maybe it's simpler than all that.
This is for the win.
Something that can't be quantified or put into words. Maybe that's because being a sports fan comes from the heart. Yeah, that's what it is. Valley Sports, the heart of the fan.
For the most live tennis anywhere, subscribe to Tennis Channel Plus, featuring more than 120 exciting ATP and WTA events year-round, and this year's Roland Garros. So don't wait. Subscribe today.
This is Tennis.com, your online source for breaking news and the latest on the ATP and WTA tours, including scores from every event in 2021, match highlights, and tennis's top podcasts. And head over to The Baseline for the hottest social content to see what your favorite players are up to both on and off the court. This is your online source for everything tennis. This is Tennis.com.
Tennis Magazine is every fan's guide to the best the sport has to offer, with great information on every page. Check out revealing player profiles and get the inside scoop on the action with compelling articles. Shop for gear to upgrade your game. Plus, discover ways to play like the pros and much more. It's your window on the world of the sport you love. Tennis Magazine. Subscribe now at tennis.com.
Get more on Stir, where you can catch your local news and all your favorite local shows.
It's fancy.
Want more Judge Judy? Get more on Stir.
I'd like to see it. Yes, Your Honor.
Want more Ellen? Get more on Stir.
Fantastic.
More Feud? More Phil? More Maury?
Now I am in your business, okay?
Yep, there's more on Stir.
That's my job. That's where I shine.
Don't just get it all. Get more on
Welcome back. Coming in at number 1 on our list is none other than Mr. Padre Tony Gwynn. Gwynn spent his entire 20-year career as a San Diego Padre, earning multiple Gold Glove and Silver Slugger awards. The 15-time All-Star is the franchise leader in hits, batting average, RBIs, runs, and even stolen bases. Gwynn was a first ballot Hall of Famer in 2007, and he's the only player in Major League Baseball history to hit 300 in 19 straight seasons. Mr. Padre Tony Gwynn ranks number 1 on our list of top 5 Padres players of all time.
What can you say about Mr. Padre Tony Gwynn? He not only represents everything that's great about the Padres organization and the city of San Diego, but really of all of Major League Baseball. I've said this before to Tony Gwynn Jr., actually, that being a part of Major League Baseball was even more special to me because his father was in the game. He was such a great ambassador for the sport that it actually made me proud to say that I'm a Major League Baseball player, that I'm in the same profession as somebody who has the character and caliber of Tony Gwynn.
To me, Tony Gwynn, plain and simple, was a stud. And what I mean by that is everything he did, first of all, he wanted to be the best at it. He wanted to be the best teammate. He wanted to be the best right fielder. The kid could hit. I mean, ever since he was at San Diego State. Minor leagues with the Padres, big leagues, 8 batting titles. So he was a stud in that regard.
To me, Tony Gwynn is the San Diego Padres. I know his nickname is Mr. Padre, but whenever I thought about the Padres before I got here, I thought about Tony Gwynn. And since I've gotten to San Diego, I realize how much bigger he really was than I even ever imagined.
Well, Tony Gwynn is and will be forever San Diego Padres, the franchise. I was so lucky and privileged to call his games and also travel with him and have great experiences.
You know, when he came up to the big leagues, he really wasn't known for his defense, but he won some Gold Gloves. And I remember Tony telling me that he was more proud of his Gold Gloves than his batting titles.
The number that really jumps out at me, having worked with John Smoltz over the last couple years, is his numbers against Hall of Fame pitchers. Guys who are in the Hall of Fame are filthy. I mean, he is just amazing. What an incredible hitter, maybe the greatest hitter ever. I don't know.
It was almost a symbol of respect. I threw him knuckleballs because I couldn't get him out with my regular stuff, and he just laughed.
And there it is. He said he was going to do it, and he does.
Line drive, center field. There it is. Number 3,000 for Tony Gwynn.
You know, he's one of the true elite, pure hitters the game's ever seen, let alone my generation. And he's the one guy I played against all my years that I really had a tough time defending.
His 4th 5-hit game this year. Unbelievable. What a show. What a player.
Yeah, we felt like it was a lot of pressure on us to get Tony to that main stage. And I'll never forget, I realized in right field, we were at Yankee Stadium for game 1. All of a sudden, I'm looking at right field. I'm like, I am so grateful that these fans get to see the best hitter I've ever seen. And realizing, too, how important it was for him and his legacy.
It was fun to watch a guy still be at the top of his craft, even though his body was starting to fail on him in certain areas. Professionalism still comes to mind with Tone. He was a constant analyzer of his own career and specific on things that he was trying to accomplish. But he was a great example for all of us to kind of to learn from on being accountable to the media and being accountable to certain things you had to do to be a professional.
I go by the words of my late father and said, good things happen to those who work hard.
He was a student of the game, and he really rubbed off on everybody, just the way he went about his work. You know, you don't hit 340 by accident, 370 by accident. You work every single day at it, and he was one of the leaders in video. Looking at video at that time, he had the little cassette players, had every game videotaped, and after the games, he was watching it on road trip. We'd get on the road, he'd be watching every game, every at bat. And before you know it, we had a whole host of those little things around. Also be flipping up our little bitty screens on the plane, watching our at bats.
And I think his work ethic, the way he approached things, the way he took his at-bats, the way his philosophy for hitting, I think it all rubbed off on us.
He was a good man, good friend. He was a professor, he was a teacher, and he was a tremendous teammate. He was a quiet person. When he had to say something, he was coming to you and said it, and you would take it the right way, because everybody knows he's a Padres.
Tony led by example. Tony led by, the way he went about his business, his professionalism.
Not only was he an incredible athlete on the field, not only was he one of the greatest hitters, not only did he redefine what it meant to train and introduce the use of video into this game and change it forever, but he also was one of the greatest representatives of the game in terms of the person that he was.
He served the community in San Diego, in Mexico, around the world through his foundation, him and Alicia Wynn. So it was his really sense of humanity, the way he did things.
He and his family, helping kids in the community, helping families. That shouldn't go unnoticed. So when I say that Tony Gwynn is a stud, it's just not because of the 8 batting titles or the gold gloves. It's because of Tony Gwynn, the humanitarian, and what he meant to our community. Not only baseball, but the community and the people around him.
Thank you for watching this edition of Padres Top 5.
Go inside the association with Stadium. With NBA breaking news from Shams Charania. You are continuing to break news, and this is big news. Exclusive player and coach conversations and interviews.
Hey, you should come back to the Lakers. And then I'm here.
NBA prospect breakdowns and analysis from the experts.
He was terrific.
And in-depth information from NBA insiders.
2 of the best in the NBA.
Get your NBA fix with Inside the Association on Stadium, your 24/7 home for sports.
Get more on Stir, where you can catch your local news and all your favorite local shows.
It's fancy.
Want more Judge Judy? Get more on Stir.
I'd like to see it. Yes, Your Honor.
Want more Ellen? Get more on Stir.
Fantastic.
More Feud? More Phil? More Maury?
Now I am in your business, okay?
Yep, there's more on Stir.
That's my job. That's where I shine.
Don't just get it all. Get more on Stir.
This is Tennis.com, your online source for breaking news and the latest on the ATP and WTA tours, including scores from every event in 2021, match highlights, and tennis's top podcasts. And head over to the Baseline for the hottest social content to see what your favorite players are up to both on and off the court. This is your online source for everything tennis. This is Tennis.com.
Tennis Magazine is every fan's guide to the best the sport has to offer, with great information on every page. Check out revealing player profiles and get the inside scoop on the action with compelling articles. Shop for gear to upgrade your game. Plus, discover ways to play like the pros and much more. It's your window on the world of the sport you love. Tennis Magazine. Subscribe now at Tennis.com.
Why are you a sports fan? Is it the sense of belonging? The unpredictable excitement? Or maybe being a sports fan just comes from the heart? Yeah, that's what it is. Valley Sports, the heart of the fan.
Get more on Stir, where you can catch your local news and all your favorite local shows.
It's fancy.
Yep, there's more on Stir.
That's my job. That's where I shine.
Don't just get it all. Get more on Stir.
For the first time ever, Tennis Channel has complete live coverage of every ATP and WTA event in 2021 and beyond. That's first round through the finals at every ATP Masters 1000, 500, and 250. For the women, same story. Get every round at every WTA event. Plus, watch every single match of the men's and women's year-end finals. It's tennis all year long on.
They've been entertaining dignitaries and parade goers alike since 1921. It's Marine Band San Diego, kicking off our coverage of this year's Port of San Diego Holiday Bowl Parade, presented by Kaiser Permanente. welcome to a somewhat blustery day here in America's finest city. I am John Weisbarth alongside Katie Temple. And Katie, I'll be the first to admit, I'm a little San Diego soft, but I make you this promise. A few clouds, a little bit of wind is not going to deter me from this awesome 90 minutes that we're about to experience.
And it hasn't deterred these people, this beautiful crowd that's been forming since early this morning. It's a packed house. We're so happy you're here. I'm so happy to be here with you. They call it the America's largest balloon parade, and we're just happy that you're joining us for this 30th edition now of what is San Diego's holiday tradition.
And what a great venue, too. Live along Harbor Boulevard here. The Port of San Diego, they do a great job, not just with this parade, but in managing all 34 miles of the land and water along San Diego's Bay. It is quite an experience. And as you say, it's become quite the holiday event. All right, here we go. Kicking off the parade with the theme of new beginnings. It is the Giant Panda. And why new beginnings, Katie, you asked? I'm glad you did. After more than 30 years on the endangered species list, back in 2017, conservationists recategorized the Giant Panda status as vulnerable, which admittedly doesn't sound like a big upgrade, but trust me, it's a movement in the right direction.
Iconic, really, the panda. And
it's San Diego.
Yes, San Diego. Just ask Ron Burgundy.
Don't have to. I lived it.
I love this one. How exciting for San Diego. The Grand Marshal is San Diego's own Joe Musgrove, and there he is. And we love him because he's local. We love him because he's a Padre, and we love him because he threw the first no-hitter in Padres history earlier in the season. It couldn't have happened. It's just such a great story. A local guy, El Cajon. They got him in a trade from Pittsburgh, and here he comes in April, early in the season.
It was unbelievable, and, you know, Katie, both of us longtime sportscasters, worked in San Diego a long time. I had two emotions when it happened. First, amazing. Finally, San Diego got one. Second, I'm so jealous that we're not there to cover it.
I know. You know, my favorite story, there's so many stories surrounding Musgrove, but, you know, he and his family has a coffee shop in Alpine, and the day after he threw that no-hitter, it was packed. People coming from all over. There he is doing his own marketing. Cafe Adesso, everyone in Alpine. It's the Musgrove family coffee shop, and I think his is cold brew with vanilla cream. Smooth like a no-no.
Oh, I like that. Right behind him, I'm actually being told that this is one of the game balls from his perfect game. I, quite frankly, would have thought it was a little bit bigger. There it is. Maybe that's just not an actual game ball. That's fine. One of the stories I like about his no-hitter, Katie, I don't know if you had heard this one, the night before, slept terrible.
Yes.
Right? Comes to the ballpark a little groggy, has a bad warm-up, just tight, not feeling good. He figures, maybe I had too much coffee, so I'm going to pound a bunch of water. Has like a dozen waters, which is great. Rehydrates, gets out there, pitches awesome, but by the fourth inning, he really has to go to the bathroom, but superstition would not allow him to go to the bathroom, so he had to hold it for the whole no-hitter, and apparently it worked.
And you know they say it's 90% mental, right? I do not have to use the restroom. I do not have to use the restroom. All right. Up next is the Parade Grand Marshal's alma mater. We're continuing with the Musgrove theme. It's Grossmont High School. This is the 101st anniversary year. By the way, it's the oldest school in East County. Did you know that? They are called the Foothillers because back in the day, they were the only school way out in the boonies. The American and state flags are proudly carried by members of Grossmont High School's Junior ROTC. Let's take a listen. San Diego. Here are the representatives from the Holiday Bowl Parade's title sponsor and have been for 30 years. The Port of San Diego, always so proud to be affiliated with that. the 30th year the Port of San Diego has served as title sponsor. Riding with us today is Commissioner Rafael Castellanos and his parents. What a fun thing for them to be able to experience. I said, are you worried about the cold? And he said, the top will be up. They'll be fine. Unable to join us are other commissioners, Gary Bonelli, Jennifer Lesar, Dan Malcolm, Sandy Naranjo, Michael Suquette. I caught up with Rafael actually earlier today and asked him what he was excited about and what he wanted everyone to know about the port.
Well, I want folks to know that San Diego isn't just about our beautiful beaches, which everyone knows about, but we have really incredible events, like the biggest balloon parade in the country here today. We have the Big Bay Boom, the biggest fireworks display in the West Coast, and the beautiful Symphony Shell, a brand new performance venue on the San Diego Bayfront.
And if that doesn't keep you busy, I don't know what does.
Busy. We have the biggest craft beer scene in the country, lots of great music and beautiful people.
Love it. He's always so proud of this area when I talk to him.
All right, right behind him, the USS Midway. That's not the actual Midway there, though if you kept going down Harbor Boulevard just about, well, I don't know, half mile or so, you would run right into the tail fan, or the fantail, I should say, of the USS Midway. This is one of America's longest-serving aircraft carriers, or it was, I should say, commissioned back in September of 1945 and actually missed World War II by just 1 week. Served all the way through, though, until 1992. It is a real bit of history there. If you've never been to see the tour, it's incredible. All kinds of aircraft on there, a lot to see. But it's not just that, special events as well.
Yeah, people rave about the restaurant too, but also to your point, they do a lot of special events that allow nonprofits to go use the top for whatever it may be, yoga, jazzercise, any kind of exercise, which is a beautiful place to, it's very cool to be on top of an aircraft carrier and then just be out in the middle of the space.
And I think the best thing they did there was the Battle of the Midway basketball game. You remember that? San Diego State and Syracuse back in 2012.
Yep.
What an incredible sight that was to have an actual sanctioned college basketball game right there on the deck of the carrier. It was quite a sight to see, for
And
sure.
huge names, huge names.
All right, we will step aside, but don't go anywhere. We're just getting started with our Port of San Diego Holiday Bowl parade coverage. We'll see you on the other side.
Go inside the association with Stadium. With NBA breaking news from Shams Charania. You are continuing to break news, and this is big news. Exclusive player and coach conversations and interviews.
Hey, you should come back to the Lakers. And then I'm here.
NBA prospect breakdowns and analysis from the experts.
He was terrific.
And in-depth information from NBA insiders.
2 of the best in the NBA.
Get your NBA fix with Inside the Association on Stadium, your 24/7 home for sports.
Tennis Magazine is every fan's guide to the best the sport has to offer, with great information on every page. Check out revealing player profiles and get the inside scoop on the action with compelling articles. Shop for gear to upgrade your game. Plus, discover ways to play like the pros and much more. It's your window on the world of the sport you love. Tennis Magazine. Subscribe now at tennis.com.
For the most live tennis anywhere, subscribe to Tennis Channel Plus, featuring more than 120 exciting ATP and WTA events year-round, and this year's Roland Garros. So don't wait. Subscribe today.
Get more on Stir, where you can catch your local news and all your favorite local shows.
It's fancy.
Want more Judge Judy? Get more on Stir.
I'd like to see it. Yes, Your Honor.
Want more Ellen? Get more on Stir.
Fantastic.
More Feud? More Phil? More Maury?
Now I am in your business, okay?
Yep, there's more on Stir.
That's my job. That's where I shine.
Don't just get it all. Get more on Stir.
This is Tennis.com, your online source for breaking news and the latest on the ATP and WTA tours, including scores from every event in 2021, match highlights, and tennis's top podcasts. And head over to the Baseline for the hottest social content to see what your favorite players are up to both on and off the court. This is your online source for everything tennis. This is Tennis.com.
For the first time ever, Tennis Channel has complete live coverage of every ATP and WTA event in 2021 and beyond. That's first round through the finals at every ATP Masters 1000, 500, and 250. For the women, same story. Get every round at every WTA event. Plus, watch every single match of the men's and women's year-end finals. It's tennis all year long on Tennis Channel.
Why are you a sports fan? Is it the sense of belonging? The unpredictable excitement? Or maybe being a sports fan just comes from the heart? Yeah, that's what it is. Valley Sports, the heart of the fan.
Welcome back to the 30th Holiday Bowl Parade. Thanks to our Division II sponsored Kaiser Permanente, Katie Temple and John Weisbarth here joining you and leading you through this coverage.
Katie, I got a plan for us today. I think when we have time and it's appropriate, I want to play a game, especially with the balloon floats. I want us to pick out the most enthusiastic balloon carrier person.
I love that
You know what I
game.
mean?
I love that game.
And we can start right here with Old Glory. You recognize her, right? The good old Stars and Stripes, standing almost 2 stories tall. This beautiful flag balloon requires 1,800 cubic feet of helium to fly and 16 volunteers to keep from flying away. All right, let's see. Yep, that's a big smile. I like the hat.
We should have told them at the beginning that we were going to have a contest or
No. Pop quiz. This is way more fun.
Good point. It's more authentic that way.
You know, this is not the biggest flag that will be associated with the Holiday Bowl today. As you know, the aptly named Big Flag will be unfurled at Petco Park. I say big flag, I really mean big flag. It's as big as the football field. We've seen it many times at Qualcomm Stadium. But to see it at Petco Park is going to be impressive.
So weird to say football field at Petco Park.
I know.
First time ever that they're having a football game at Petco Park.
So exciting, and it looks great. We're going to talk about that later in the broadcast, so I don't want to give away all our cool talking points, but if you've seen it, it looks awesome.
You are a professional. All right,
Said nobody ever.
Up next is a group traveling all the way from Florida to be with us today. What do they think of the weather? Bringing out the camping gear. The Salvation Army Band of Florida. Each year, the local Salvation Army bring a different band to the Port of San Diego Holiday Bowl Parade, and we are so happy that this is them this morning. When they're done, they're making their way up to Pasadena for the Tournament of the Roses. What a trip. Let's take a listen.
On our who's the best. I'm going to go with the tuba player. The female tuba player on this one. She wins. All right, right behind the Salvation Army Band, we would like to welcome the City of San Diego officials. We are pleased to welcome the following San Diego City Council members to the parade today. Joe LaCava from District 1. We have Stephen Whitburn from District 3. And Raul Campillo from District 7. Unable to be with us, Jennifer Campbell, Monica Montgomery Stepp, Marnie Von Wilpert, Chris Kate, Vivian Moreno, and Sean Elo Rivera.
Nice to have our leaders in here with us.
Absolutely. Not a job I would want. Not that anyone is asking me, but I'm just saying.
But you get to do fun things like this on a holiday.
It's true, but we already get to do it. I like these cars. Right behind them, here's the NC State University Marching Band. For more than 80 years, The marching band, also known as the Power Sound of the South, has thrilled millions with their exciting performances. That tradition of excellence thrives today with over 100 band members who made the trip. That's exciting. All dedicated to representing NC State in the best manner possible. All right, they call themselves the Power Sound of the South. I want to hear it. Oh, we're going to find some real pizzazz here, I can tell.
We better.
Oh, yeah.
How fun, huh?
I love a band that sings, too.
Dancing on the street.
Oh, God. The alto sax really making it work.
The Wolfpack travel well, too. We saw a lot of them in the hotel and walking around. They're dancing, they're singing, they're playing. From one dance to the other. Coming up, we have the Rose Academy Teachers Traditional Irish Dance in San Diego. Students between the age of 4 all the way through adult. That means we could do that, John. The Rose Academy dancers compete at the local, regional, national, and world level. They perform throughout the year, but guess what their most popular day is? St. Patrick's Day. They can have up to 100 performances in a month.
So, I mean, Irish dancing, it's, yeah, there it is right there, right? It's the lower body going crazy, the upper body not moving at all. Lord of the Dance is like a good example if you're not sure what we're talking about. It is impressive. It's like tap dancing on steroids. It's really... It's quite something to watch, especially when it's done really well.
It looks like their whole bodies are moving, though. You want to fight the cold that way.
I think that's called walking, Katie. It's a parade. But when you see the dancing, you'll see what I mean.
Oh, can I do my cat voice? Coming up, he's a wisecracking nap-taking, lasagna-loving, Monday-hating, spider-whacking, mailman mauling fat cat. It's Garfield, everyone. The world's most hilarious feline. What do you think of those carriers, John? How's their enthusiasm level?
Okay, well, she's doing a lot of the work, the little one there in front. So she had her head down. I really appreciate that. Garfield doesn't look super enthusiastic. There she is. She gets my award today. Look at that, the wave. She's pulling way harder than the adults. Oh, they're going into a spin. Yep, she wins.
That's a 2,600 cubic feet of helium, by the way. 60 feet tall. Did you know that Garfield was born in the kitchen of Mama Leone's Italian restaurant in 1978?
You know, it's embarrassing to say we did not grow up with dogs in our house. We grew up with cats. So it was always a Garfield book that we would get my mom, because she's the one that loved the cats.
Hello,
so we'd get my mom a Garfield book.
You can hear me.
Pretty good stuff.
Can you hear me?
Staple in this parade, which is always fun. And up next, it's the San Diego Sheriff's Department. Please welcome San Diego County's 29th Sheriff, Bill Gore. His command staff, his deputies, explorers, volunteers, and professional staff employees. As we all know, it takes a village. The department is comprised of more than 4,300 employees, both sworn deputies and professional staff.
It's a big job, that's for sure.
4,500 square miles of service area. One of the really cool things they do and are responsible for is booking and releasing inmates, ensuring court appearances, providing necessary care for more than 5,000 inmates per day. And their mission statement is that we provide the highest quality public safety services in an effort to make San Diego the safest urban county in the nation. We are grateful for our law enforcement.
Speaking of grateful, right behind the sheriff's department are the Transplant Trekkers. Now, this is a pretty interesting group here. This is a group of San Diego transplant surgeons, organ donors, recipients, and supporters who hope to educate and inspire others to consider the life-saving act of a living donation. So what I'm talking about is not like an organ donor who passed away. We're talking about, I need your kidney, Katie. Are you down?
Now.
I need it right now. We'll put it on ice. I joke a little bit, but it is a major thing and could do a lot of good. California, in fact, has the longest wait list in the country for kidneys.
Wow.
If 1 in 10,000 people, just 1 in 10,000, stepped up to donate a kidney, as many of these marchers have, the kidney wait list of over 100,000 people would just disappear. It is certainly nothing to take lightly, but it is one of the oldest and safest transplant surgeries there is. And many of the people here are either a beneficiary of having received someone's kidney or someone that donated the kidney themselves. So really an impressive group.
Very special group. Trevor Hoffman has 1 kidney and he's in the Hall of Fame.
There you go. I will step aside, but we will join you when we return. Stay tuned.
Go inside the association with Stadium. With NBA breaking news from Shams Charania, you are continuing.
Okay, can you hear me? If you can hear me. I don't know what time they will come on the parade.
Or maybe being a sports fan just comes from the heart. Yeah, that's what it is. Valley Sports, the heart of the fan.
Tennis Magazine is every fan's guide to the best the sport has to offer, with great information on every page. Check out revealing player profiles and get the inside scoop on the action with compelling articles. Shop for gear to upgrade your game. Plus, discover ways to play like the pros and much more. It's your window on the world of the sport you love. Tennis Magazine. Subscribe now at tennis.com.
This is Tennis.com, your online source for breaking news and the latest on the ATP and WTA tours, including scores from every event in 2021, match highlights, and tennis's top podcasts. And head over to the Baseline for the hottest social content to see what your favorite players are up to both on and off the court. This is your online source for everything tennis. This is Tennis.com.
For the first time ever, Tennis Channel has complete live coverage of every ATP and WTA event in 2021 and beyond. That's first round through the finals at every ATP Masters 1000, 500, and 250. For the women, same story. Get every round at every WTA event. Plus, watch every single match of the men's and women's year-end finals. It's tennis all year long on Tennis Channel.
Get more on Stir, where you can catch your local news and all your favorite local shows.
It's fancy.
Want more Judge Judy? Get more on Stir.
I'd like to see it. Yes, Your Honor.
Want more Ellen? Get more on Stir.
Fantastic.
More Feud? More Phil? More Maury?
Now I am in your business, okay?
Yep, there's more on Stir.
That's my job. That's why I shine.
Don't just get it all. Get more on Stir. Get more on Stir, where you can catch your local news and all your favorite local shows.
It's fancy.
Yep, there's more on Stir.
That's my job. That's why I shine.
Don't just get it all. Get more on Stir.
Welcome back to the Holiday Bowl Parade. Here comes the San Diego Sweetwater Red Devil Corps from Sweetwater High School, sponsored by the San Diego County Credit Union. National City base, not too far from where we are right now. One of the main goals for Sweetwater High School students, as stated by their principal, Maribel Gavin, is, I love this, every single student has the ability to succeed. They need to decide what kind of year they're going to have, and by being prepared in the classroom and being an active participant in the school's culture, students will have a wonderful and memorable year. The staff at Sweetwater High is here to help every student be successful. The band is directed by Adam LaRocca. Drum major is Carmen Vera, and color guard instructor is Jennifer Hirano. Let's let them go, huh?
From Sweetwater High School. They are kicking off the beginning of Division III, which is sponsored by San Diego County Credit Union. Not just the sponsor of Division III, they're also the title sponsor of the Holiday Bowl. And really, SDCCU's continued and robust support of all of these events have really turned it into one of the premier holiday gatherings in San Diego. Before the parade, I spoke with SDCCU Executive Vice President Nathan Schmidt and asked him about that continued support.
Well, as one of the largest financial institutions in Southern California, we have hundreds of thousands of members, and people don't realize that the week before and week after Christmas are the least tourist visited times of the year. And so we have all these beautiful up and down Harbor Boulevard here, the PCH, we've got hotels, and when you don't have visitors, you don't have people in hotels, and when you don't have people in hotels, you don't have people buying restaurant dinners and going out and doing all kinds of touristy things. So what we do is we put people to work during the slowest tourist time of the year. As the largest financial institution in Southern California, we are proud of our city and our community. What people don't realize is that when we do bring tourists here to San Diego, we've driven nearly $1 billion into the local economy over the last 40 years that we've been doing this pageantry within San Diego.
Really, it's a great point. Nothing that I really considered the idea that, yeah, this is such a down time for tourism, and tourism is such a big part of our local economy. Perfect time for an event like this, and also a really fun event. Like I said, it's really turned into a holiday tradition across the board, because it's not just the parade, it's not just the game. There are so many other events that encompass this Holiday Bowl week.
Yeah, a lot of families. It was fun to see a lot of families really early in the morning at the hotel here at the Wyndham across the street getting ready for the 5K.
That's right.
A lot of yawns, a lot of coffee, ready to go though, and the cold air would wake you right up. All right, here's a special group.
Absolutely.
Talk about new beginnings. Here's a group of teachers who are constantly providing new beginnings for their students. We love our teachers. Join me in welcoming the 21-22 San Diego County Teachers of the Year. 44 teachers were nominated for the 2021-22 County Teacher of the Year honor from among the 22,000 public school teachers in the region, and the field was narrowed to the 10 finalists and finally 5 winners. amazing, especially in the last couple years of COVID.
Oh, man. I think anyone that's a parent that had young kids or older kids, for that matter, that got to experience what it means to try and be a teacher has hopefully their understanding of, and grace of what it takes to be a teacher has expanded. Because let me tell you firsthand, it's not always easy. And that's with one.
Can't imagine that getting to 5 finalists was really an easy process.
Oh,
Thanks,
no.
teachers.
All right, right behind the teachers, here come the famous Redcoats of the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. That's not all of them, just 8 of them. Believe me, this is a big, big group. The Volunteers are the reason that the Holiday Bowl is known as the most hospitable bowl game. Speaking of the game, if you haven't heard, Katie, it's tonight.
Really? Who's playing?
I'm glad you asked. NC State. Well, we worked on that for like 20 minutes. That was perfect. Almost got it. The NC State Wolfpack are taking on the UCLA Bruins tonight. Kickoff is at 5 p.m. at Petco Park. If you don't have a ticket, that's okay. You can watch it live on Fox.
Look at former police chief Shelley Zimmerman. Yeah. They've got, it's a coincidence that they've got NC State colors, though, right?
Listen, they've been the Redcoats for a long, long time. Can't blame them for that.
We thank them for everything they do. Here comes the 2021 president of the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl, Bob Bollinger. Bob Bollinger, for any of you who have been here for a while, is a longtime marketing and media executive in San Diego, radio, TV, you name it. He is just one of the dedicated community members who make the San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl and its annual festival of events successful every year. 30 active board members, 100 committee members, and over 1,000 volunteers. Bob has served on the Holiday Bowl Board of Directors since 2014. And I caught up with him earlier this morning to find out what he's really looking forward to of having the game at Petco Park.
UCLA, NC State, 2 high-powered offense, both teams at full strength, but you've got to see the field. I've seen configurations of it, you may have seen that, but you've got to see it in person. The pageantry, the pregame, the halftime, Taylor Dane singing the national anthem. There's still tickets available. Go buy your tickets and come down to Petco Park tonight.
He was so fired up this morning. He was ready to rock and roll. All right, speaking of rocking and rolling, the solid gold sound of the UCLA Bruin Marching Band, 250-piece ensemble representing over 40 majors on campus. Here they come representing their team who's playing in the game tonight.
Just a short little drive down the 5 for them. Maybe, 4:05 to the 5. A couple hours down. But, yeah, they traveled in force.
Is that a home field advantage, would you say?
I mean, we'll see. As we said, NC State traveled well, but it's a easier road trip for Bruin fans.
Yeah, ACC is always going to travel well, but it's a California town. Let's take a listen.
What all of you at home couldn't see is that as the band is playing Katie Temple's here, either, was that percussion or were you directing?
All of it.
Yeah, that was good. I was going to ask you, what your favorite instrument, like if you could play in the marching band, what would you play?
Drums, 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 drums.
Yeah, I'm more like a piccolo guy.
I can see you with the piccolo.
Right behind the band, it's Bruin Nation. They're representing the Pac-12 Conference, the 2021 San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl. You know that. Bruins ended their season at 8-4 behind head coach Chip Kelly and quarterback Dorian Thompson-Robinson. What's interesting that I did not realize, this meeting between the Pac-12 and the ACC, and this game in particular, is unique. And specifically between UCLA and NC State, they have not played each other in 61 years. Not this day and age, it doesn't happen as much.
I know, and just to have, Pac-12 and ACC in San Diego is great for everybody.
Absolutely. Bruins won 3 straight to end the season. They are dealing with some personnel issues due to COVID protocols. It's going to be a great game, though, regardless. I think the last time I checked, it was a 2-point spread. So everyone's excited for a very close and what should be, oftentimes, at least historically speaking, a high-scoring game.
And it'll be historic for so many reasons. All right, let's welcome one of our newest groups. I love it. Creative 78 Dancers. It's a dance troupe that welcomes beginners to advanced, 4 to teens. Here they learn many techniques and elements so they can do anything. I love it that they focus on creativity, so all types of dancing. Hip-hop, jazz, modern, contemporary, ballet, Latin rhythms, acro, which I don't know what is. Do you know what that is?
Oh, if you don't know, then I can't tell you.
They have full dance productions choreographed just for this group. Anyone can join, and it's just nice that it's a variety of types of dances.
Cute little boogers. All right behind them. The Old Woman in the Shoe. This next balloon is inspired by a favorite nursery rhyme from Mother Goose. Carried down the route by 8 volunteers. Balloon stands 20 feet tall. Now, what's interesting about Mother Goose is whether or not she was an actual person. It doesn't really matter, though. It's been credited with hundreds of fairy tales, rhymes, songs. First published, at least, in France in the late 1690s. But really, that was like a reference that had been around for a while. So whoever the true Mother Goose is, who knows? But it doesn't really matter because the stories live on even today.
I love the detail in the float. Those windows actually look like they are from France, don't they, with the flowers on the outside?
Absolutely. And I believe that's a French cut boot. I'm not sure. I'm not up on my foot fashion.
Prominent shoelaces. Thanks for sticking with us. Stick around. We got plenty more here on the 30th edition of the Holiday Bowl Parade, sponsored by San Diego Port.
Welcome. This is Tennis.com, your online source. This online source for everything tennis. This is Tennis.com.
Get more on Stir, where you can catch your local news and all your favorite local shows.
It's fancy.
Want more Judge Judy? Get more on Stir.
I'd like to see it. Yes, Your Honor.
Want more Ellen? Get more on Stir.
Fantastic.
More Feud? More Phil? More Maury?
Now I am in your business, okay?
Yep, there's more on Stir.
That's my job. That's why I shine.
Don't just get it all, get more on Stir.
For the first time ever, Tennis Channel has complete live coverage of every ATP and WTA event in 2021 and beyond. That's first round through the finals at every ATP Masters 1000, 500, and 250. For the women, same story. Get every round at every WTA event. Plus, watch every single match of the men's and women's year-end finals. It's tennis all year long on Tennis Channel.
Paul George gets it off the side. Oh, he banks it in! Paul George at the buzzer! Drive gets inside, sidestep. Terrence Mann on the follow! To Zubac, bouncing into defenders!
We'll give it everything we got.
Hannah the Hula Girl here with a breaking story. Arco now accepts credit cards as well as cash and debit. Exciting news for people who love quality top-tier gas. Let's go live to Bobby at Pump 14. Bobby?
Thanks, Hannah. Looking swell. Customers are ecstatic. I interviewed my driver, and he said, and I quote, "I feel like I've hit the jackpot." Wait, you can talk? Oh, who cares? Arco now accepts credit cards.
Bobby, what a touching story.
Arco, quality top-tier gas for less. Now with your credit card.
Welcome back to our continuing coverage of the Port of San Diego Holiday Bowl Parade. We're halfway through. It's halftime, Katie's. We get set for Division 4, sponsored by Snapdragon. Devices powered by Snapdragon platforms deliver the premium experience to your device. I'm talking smartphones, wearables, always connected PCs, XR headsets, gaming devices, even cars.
And the exciting thing is that it's the new name of the new stadium.
That is
the
super
Aztec Stadium, Snapdragon.
Yeah, so Snapdragon, a Qualcomm product. Qualcomm, obviously a big company here in San Diego, a big sponsor and longtime supporter of many things here around the county. Katie, you having fun?
I'm having a great time. We're going to make some halftime adjustments, you and me.
Absolutely. Well, we had
We're gonna be good.
We had a good chalk talk, so I think we're ready for that. I do have to say my favorite part, though, is next to the parade is getting to see everyone, the crew, everyone again. It's like old home week around here, so it's a lot of fun.
So many familiar faces from before COVID, and just watching people walk downhill here all morning has just been so nice just to see people.
Yeah, totally.
Just be around people and see kids that are excited and everybody not worrying about the weather and just enjoying.
Is the weather an issue? I didn't even notice.
Not at all.
That's great.
Yeah, not for the roller skaters, exactly. Nice. I love it. Making a huge comeback. Look who's rolling down our way. It's a Flashpoint roller skate team. Flashpoint's a group of skaters consisting of the old school skaters. Old school, members of the Wood Riders Skate Club who do synchronized performance skating. I love it. That takes discipline and athleticism and a lot of practice.
And it just looks so cool. I mean, I'm sorry, if you can dance on roller skates, like just that back and forth right there, that's all I need. But man, when they get going, it is impressive to watch.
I know, I like the back and forth. It's like the scene from Hitch when Will Smith's teaching Kevin James, don't leave this area. But it is impressive. It's like hockey, right? You're dancing, but then you're on these skates that don't provide a lot of stability.
Well, they've got wheels on them, yeah. All right, here we go.
And I love all the variety of ages, too. That's fun.
Absolutely. All right, right behind them, they better pick up the pace because here come the Marines. This is Battery C, 1st Battalion, 11th Marines. And they've got a couple of vehicles with them. They've got 2 up-armored Humvees. That's not it. That is the 7-ton truck towing behind it a howitzer cannon. The M777A2, to be exact.
Things just got real serious.
Yeah.
So much of what San Diego's known for, you know, the pride.
There's a good look at the howitzer. There's the truck that pulls it. And then behind it, we have those 2 up-armored Humvees. Those are decked out in the the desert tan. There's the howitzer.
It's as loud of an applause as we've heard today. There they go.
Sweet helmet. All right, behind them as well, a little bit further back, there's the Humvees. So behind the Humvees, joining us from Bravo Company, 1st Light Armored Reconnaissance Battalion in Camp Pendleton, we have a couple of LAV-Ls. That would be a light armored vehicle. And a LAV-25S, which is an 8-wheeled amphibious armored reconnaissance vehicle. You can see those in the back. Those are in the green.
We thank all these gentlemen for their service.
Absolutely.
Always so impressive. So proud to be from San Diego, which is titled a military town by many. All right, it's San Diego County Credit Union's sailboat balloon moving towards us. Right behind us, one of the largest locally owned financial institutions in San Diego, SDCCU, is a dedicated community partner and proud to sponsor the Port of San Diego Holiday Bowl Parade. As you've heard a million times, it's not big banking, it's better. In addition to the Holiday Bowl Parade, San Diego County Credit Union supports many local nonprofit organizations and community events. It was established in 1938, for those who are history buffs, 1938. They currently have more than 40 branches in Southern California.
I hadn't realized how long they'd been around.
That's why we have data, and that's why we have history to let everybody else know. It is nice to know, though, something from San Diego has been around since 1938. 40 branches. They've got great branding.
Do you hear that?
I hear something Irish.
Do you hear something coming in the background? That sounds Scottish to me. In fact, it is. It's the House of Scotland Bagpipe Band. Under the leadership of Pipe Major Jeff Hahn and Drum Sergeant Eric Mayberry. House of Scotland Pipe Band performs throughout San Diego and the Western United States, taking part in parades, festivals, and many other celebrations. Now listen, I'm gonna just say it. Bagpipes are a polarizing instrument. I am a fan.
Who's not a fan?
Well, I mean, they can be a little loud. I've got a great bagpipe story. I was home from college. Coronado has a great 4th of July parade, and I had maybe imbibed a little too much the night before the parade, and I happened to live where the parade would line up. And I don't know if it was the House of Scotland Bagpipe Band, but there was a bagpipe band right on my front lawn warming up. And in that instant, it did feel a little shrill.
Felt like they were in your living room?
Yes. But, as I said, I am a fan. All right, let's give it a listen. You tell me. is the House of Scotland Bagpipe Band. 4 instruments in that band. 3 of them are drums.
So rich. Just such a rich sound. And making their way behind the Scottish band is their 3rd appearance in the Port of San Diego Holiday Bowl. It's Herencia Hispana. Herencia Hispana was founded in 2013 by Salvador Candia. Hispanic Heritage San Diego is a nonprofit organization that helps unite Latin American countries to promote and highlight the best of their roots. And there's so many highlights. Herencia Hispana helps Hispanics in California by providing them with food, clothing, and other resources to help them succeed. Just this past Thanksgiving, the group donated bags of food to over 300 families, and what beautiful costumes and music to boot.
Absolutely. We are so lucky to live as close as we are to Mexico. I love Mexico, not just for the surfing, the food, everything. It's so fun. Have you been to Central America or South America before?
I've been to Argentina.
That's right. I should have remembered that from this morning when we met the Argentinian 5Kers.
Yes, there's an Argentinian family here who went to Texas and then went to lived in Fallbrook.
Yeah, we've got their whole. We'll send you their phone number later.
Yeah, so they're exploring San Diego and everything it has to offer, including the 5K and the Holidayville Parade.
So I've been to Costa Rica before. That's one of the signs on there. That is a beautiful, beautiful country, beautiful people. Pura vida is the pure life, you know, easy going. It's all good, basically, is what that means. It's such a great national slogan. I love Costa Rica.
Did you see the monkeys? I'm dying to go to see the monkeys.
Saw some iguanas, some jungles, some waves, but I didn't see any monkeys.
No monkeys.
I'd love to see you in one of those dresses.
I have one. I love it. I wore it for Feria in Spain.
I love it. All right, well, we will step aside. As we said, we're at halftime. There's still plenty more to come, so don't go anywhere. The Port of San Diego Holiday Bowl Parade continues after this.
For the world's top players, for the unforgettable moments, and for the most live tennis anywhere, subscribe to Tennis Channel Plus. Watch thousands of live matches from every ATP and WTA event year-round, streaming anywhere, on any device. From star-studded Masters 1000s, to the biggest WTA events, to the year's second slam, Roland Garros. It's all on the #1 streaming app for tennis. Subscribe today.
This is Tennis.com, your online source for breaking news and the latest on the ATP and WTA tours, including scores from every event in 2021, match highlights, and tennis's top podcasts. And head over to the Baseline for the hottest social content to see what your favorite players are up to both on and off the court. This is your online source for everything tennis. This is Tennis.com.
Get more on Stir, where you can catch your local news and all your favorite local shows.
It's fancy.
Yep, there's more on Stir.
That's my job. That's why I shine.
Don't just get it all, get more on Stir. Get more on Stir, where you can catch your local news and all your favorite local shows.
It's fancy.
Want more Judge Judy? Get more on Stir.
I'd like to see it. Yes, Your Honor.
Want more Ellen? Get more on Stir.
Fantastic.
More Feud? More Phil? More Maury?
Now I am in your business, okay?
Yep, there's more on Stir.
That's my job. That's why I shine.
Don't just get it all, get more on Stir.
For the first time ever, Tennis Channel has complete live coverage of every ATP and WTA event in 2021 and beyond. That's first round through the finals at every ATP Masters 1000, 500, and 250. For the women, same story. Get every round at every WTA event. Plus, watch every single match of the men's and women's year-end finals. It's tennis all year long on Tennis Channel.
Why are you a sports fan? Is it the sense of belonging? The unpredictable excitement? Or maybe being a sports fan just comes from the heart? Yeah, that's what it is. Valley Sports, the heart.
Welcome back to the 2021 Port of San Diego Holiday Bowl Parade presented by Kaiser Permanente. You are looking at a Firestorm 36 operated by the Harbor Police. And this is what I thought was very, very interesting. They're the Harbor Police, obviously, right? But they are cross-trained to not only prevent crime on the waterfront, but also to fight fire on the water. That is what that boat is all about, one of two that the Port of San Diego has. Not the only boat out there, although showing off a little bit, wants everyone to think that it's the only boat out there. There's a U.S. Coast Guard vehicle out there as well. And I thought this was really interesting. San Diego was designated the largest official Coast Guard city by an act of Congress back in 2017. So as you say, you know, a military town, it's not just the Navy. The Navy has a huge presence here, but obviously the Marines up at Camp Pendleton. There you have a look at that U.S. Coast Guard vessel. The Coast Guard here as well. So we certainly think I'm all for our service, for their service, I should say.
Can you imagine trying to keep the water safe? What a big responsibility that is.
Oh, man. And I do a lot of sailing out there on the water, and they are great. I've actually flipped a boat and had to be rescued before, and so it's great to have those guys on call. All right, Division 5 presented by Sequan Casino. Sequan Casino Resort features a 12-story luxury hotel tower, restaurants and bars, and a resort-style pool deck. So if you haven't been there, check it out. Updated and pretty awesome.
And slithering by us now is the snake balloon presented by Sequan Resort and Casino. This snake balloon, guess how long it is?
12 feet.
55. Close. Requires, there's 16 volunteers to keep it on the right path. Classified with lizards. Snakes represent a lizard that over the course of evolution have undergone structural reduction, simplification, and loss, as well as specialization.
Did you just say that off the top of your head? How'd you know that?
I'm a snake expert.
I can tell.
We're here to inform.
It's what we do.
Did you know that all snakes lack external limbs? Speaking of more detail, but not all legless reptiles are snakes. Do you need time to process that?
I mean, I feel like that was a riddle. And I'll be honest, the fire engine with the siren sort of distracted me a little bit. But yeah, if you're telling me that snakes don't have legs, I got you.
And they don't have movable eyelids.
That's right. And they smell with their tongue. What else you got?
I mean, we are full of information today. Watch how the wind is kind of directing that thing. They've got their hands full down there with the dollies.
We're taking a look now at Kaylin Lambert, a San Diego State University twirler. She's a freshman at San Diego State, upholds a long tradition of twirling excellence at the academy. I mean, I think I played a little drums back in my day, and I did not have drumstick skills like that. Pretty impressive.
Up next, it's the Sequan Fire Department, if you hadn't heard them. The chairman is Cody Martinez, and that driver is Noah De La Rosa. The Sequan Fire Department was established in 1974 to provide the reservation residents an essential service. Today, the Sequan Fire Department operates several vehicles, including a 75-foot ladder truck, a and a Type 1 structure engine.
I mean, we know you're there. I mean,
just in case.
Yeah, we can definitely hear them.
The Sequan Fire Department also operates the Golden Eagle Hot Shots. Those hot shots are...
So let me tell you a story. My brother-in-law...
Is a hot shot?
Yeah, was a hot shot. Did a season in 2020, and let me tell you, that is hard work. They are a national organization, so it's not just forest fires locally or in California. They go all over the country, and they're fighting fires with a shovel and a pickaxe.
High risk fires, the highest risk fires.
It's a lot of work, so they do great work out there. Thank you.
Exceptionally skilled.
Hey, there's Noah. Just really laying on that home.
Hi, Noah.
All right, Katie, we've been working on this for a long time. Hit me with your Elmo voice.
Here comes Elmo.
Oh my. Well, I lost that bet. I didn't think you would do it. Yeah, it's Elmo. Here he comes. And I've got some incredible news for you. Not only is Elmo, one of our newest friends here in the Holiday Bowl Parade, I think they're going to be around for a while. That is because starting in March 2022, Sesame Street is coming to life at a new theme park called Sesame Place. This sounds so incredible. And we're talking rides, splashy water slides, exciting shows, an award-winning parade, maybe a future gig for us. Make that note.
Be nice.
Yeah. They have an interactive neighborhood complete with the iconic 1-2-3 stoop. How great would that be to just go sit on Sesame Street, essentially? It'd be incredible. They have seasonal events. They'll have so much more. Again, that's all coming March 2022, right around the corner.
I mean, look at how it's floating. This is really, of all the balloons that we've seen so far, Elmo is the highest up in the air.
Oh, my goodness. Well, I, for one, am excited. Sesame Street does great work, and we cannot wait to see what Sesame Place, the new theme park opening March 2022, is going to look like.
And right behind Elmo is the Elk City High School Band, traveling to a College Bowl game every other year. They alternate between, this is kind of a cool story, they alternate between Orlando, Florida, and San Diego when they travel. This is their 5th appearance in the Holiday Bowl game and parade. And what they love is that the kids in the program get the opportunity to swim in both the Atlantic and Pacific Oceans in their 4 years of high school. Very specific opportunities.
I like it. Listen.
I do too.
You got to compete with everything, right? And I mean, I don't know if the football team is swimming in the Atlantic and the Pacific.
It is located, Elk City High School, by the way, located between Oklahoma City, Oklahoma, and Amarillo, Texas. About 12,000 people that sit on the interstate, 40 in western Oklahoma.
Katie, question for you. What hat do you think is tougher to pull off? A band hat or the hat on Mr. Potato Head right behind him? It's more of a beanie, I guess. What would you
I'd say the band hat because it's larger and there's more risk with the wind blowing it right off.
That's a good point.
Shall we listen?
Yeah.
I love our producer, Max. Little Rolling Stones action.
This is me helping out.
Next up, we have everyone's favorite Spud. Not to be confused with the stud I'm sitting next to.
Oh, wow.
Mr. Potato Head. Today, Mr. Potato Head is scalloping his way down. Get it? Scalloping his way down the route today with the help of the San Diego Fire Department's fire cadets. Young men and women 16 to 20 years old who are learning what it takes to become firefighters. Cool opportunity for them. They participate in training and exercises and help with activities, but let's get back to Mr. Potato Head, originally manufactured in 1952, an appealing toy.
Oh, boy.
That Mrs. Potato Head was created just 1 year later in 1953. Also, fun fact, Mr. Potato Head was the first toy to be advertised on TV.
Nice, looks like Miss Halmoul 2022 out there leading the pack.
Those are the Sequan Casino Resort employees helping Mr. Potato Head. Thank you.
All right, here we go, Katie. I've been working on this one. Your Spanish is a lot better than mine, right? So up next is Unidos de San Diego. But their full name, ready? Just let me know if I do it right, is Gremio Recreativo Escola de Samba Unidas de San Diego.
We got the point.
Do you think I got it right?
We got the point.
The problem is, so they're formerly known as the Supersonic Samba School, which I love the alliteration there. A little bit easier for me to say. But samba, of course, is a Brazilian dance. They speak Portuguese in Brazil. That was my poor Spanish, accent. So I don't know if I got it right, but I tell you what I do know. This is a group that can party. I don't know if you're much of a soccer fan or a football fan, but I love it. Anytime Brazil plays anywhere, this is essentially the scene. It is a walking party. Always. I mean, the Brazilians do a lot of things great. Partying has got to be up at the top of the list. It just looks fun.
Yeah, and all the white looks cool and crisp. It does look fun. And isn't that why we're here? And the force continues with this next group. It's the San Diego Star Wars Society. Here are the Jedi Knights, everyone with their lightsabers. I think Luke's here. Luke Skywalker's here. Princess Leia's here. Han Solo's here. And Yoda. Do you have a Yoda voice?
Oh, gosh. I don't think I do. But you know what I was thinking about this? I think, like, the low-hanging fruit here would be to, like, say something about Princess Leia in you. But honestly, I think you've got way more, like, Han Solo in you. Not afraid to break the rules a little bit. Put a heart of gold. When push comes to shove, you're going to be on the right side of the force. But yeah, you might smuggle some things too. Who knows?
The other low-hanging fruit is that I'm your father. There's Darth Vader. He's leading the members of the 501st Legion, including one of the greatest Halloween costumes, Stormtroopers. There's biker scouts and Imperial officers. The San Diego Star Wars Society strives to keep Star Wars alive, and there's a lot of Star Wars fans in the eyes of the San Diego community and endeavor to give back to the community through their charitable events.
And I give these guys credit, too, because I feel like there was maybe a point of time where it became not as in vogue to be a hardcore Star Wars fan, but boy, it is ready. It has grown so much now.
Yeah.
And it's so exciting and cool.
Has come back with a vengeance.
Oh,
right?
yeah, and so many new, original, neat stories are being told.
If you'll notice, the one stormtrooper on the east side looks like Christmas wrapping paper on his costume. And R2-D2.
So nice. All right, you hear that rumble? That's not a diesel engine. That's the old two-stroke. Those are the Tin Lizzies, the Shriners. Those funny little cars are quarter-scale models of the 1914 Model T Ford. We got Kermit there helping out a little bit. Not sure what happened here. Look, when you're a quarter, yeah, they're just not that big. You can't get over that little piece of paper. I get it. Here we go. Now behind the Tin Lizzies, you'll see the Shrine Clowns. There's a good look at one of those quarter-scale Model Ts. Oh, they're the clowns.
Here they go. Look at them running the crowd.
Look at that smile. That's what they're all about. They're about bringing smiles any place they're needed. They go to hospitals. They go to shelters. Really any place where a little smile, maybe some sunshine, a bit of merriment is needed. They are there to bring you that smile. Power of laughter. So important.
One of the greatest things about parades is just the variety of things you see. You see the Brazilian dancers, you see Star Wars troopers, you see the clowns, you see Mr. Potato Head. Kind of keeps you on your toes all the time.
Well, earlier this morning, just moments before the Holiday Bowl Parade began, it was the National Funding 5K, their second year sponsoring the Title 5K of the Holiday Bowl Parade. Katie, I know that, I'm sure you know, I'm a bit of a gym rat, but yesterday was legs day, so I couldn't get out there and run it.
You got to preserve. So fun to see everybody all fired up and getting excited to run this morning.
Listen, looked better on them. And we will watch them run off into the sunset as we step aside. Continuing coverage of the 2021 Port of San Diego Holiday Bowl Parade continues after this.
Go inside the association with Stadium. With NBA breaking news from Shams Charania. You are continuing to break news, and this is big news. Exclusive player and coach conversations and interviews.
Hey, you should come back to the Lakers. And then I'm here.
NBA prospect breakdowns and analysis from the experts.
He was terrific.
And in-depth information from NBA insiders.
2 of the best in the NBA.
Get your NBA fix with Inside the Association on Stadium, your 24/7 home for sports.
When a new wave calls, you answer. When adventure calls, you answer. When the surf calls, you paddle out. When sunsets call, you find the best view. When the sand in your toes calls, you put more sand between them. When the ocean calls, you wave hello. Because when happiness calls, you answer. San Diego happiness is calling you back.
On the season finale of Fansville by Dr. Pepper.
Another season almost in the books.
Yep, it's gonna be a long off-season.
Off-season?
What do we do in the off-season?
Off-season?
Relax. We don't stop existing when the season ends.
Yeah, it's not like we live in some fictional town that's part of some elaborate marketing campaign.
What would it even be for? Dr. Pepper?
We're real people. It's not like we're the ice-cold Dr. Pepper guy.
Dr. Pepper, the one fans deserve.
Have you ever shopped at a national retail store and felt like just a number? At La Mesa Flooring Company, we understand the importance of a friendly smile, professional advice, and expert service from our showroom to installation. Get inspired from concept to completion with the latest colors, designs, and styles, including our durable, family, and pet-friendly options. Visit your local flooring professionals at La Mesa Flooring Company. Flooring designed with your family in mind. La Mesa Flooring Company, providing exceptional service since 1935.
When it comes to a lung cancer diagnosis, you need to know the facts. Fact, in the United States, over 25,000 black men and women are diagnosed with lung cancer each year. Fact, lung cancer continues to be the leading cause of cancer deaths among black men and women. Learn all that you can on lung cancer screening and clinical trials by visiting standuptocancer.org/lung-cancer. Because fact, change is possible, and it starts with you.
There's more than one way to enjoy the 2021 Port of San Diego Holiday Bowl Parade. That's a pretty good way, actually, on the Port of San Diego. Welcome back to our continuing coverage, and congratulations, you made it to Division 6, our final division, sponsored by the San Diego Union Tribune.
It's nice. It's a nice thing to do in San Diego, you know, when you have concerts at Humphreys or whatever, and people pull up their boats and get to listen.
It's the best.
It is the best. Spotlight Dance Arts is a dance studio. I love all the dance groups.
A lot of them, I know.
It brings so much joy. Primarily for adults. They're a music theater focused on studio that teaches tap, jazz, ballet, and musical theater dance. Led by Fred DeBerg, who is a San Diego entertainer and loves to encourage others with love and compassion. Not a bad message at all. Spotlight Dance Art prides themselves on being family-friendly, non-competitive, non-judgmental, and all-inclusive with tons of performance opportunities for all. Thanks for rocking with us today.
Dude, this is going to sound like a joke, but let me assure you that I am so earnest about this. I my goal is to learn to tap dance. Well, first, I'll musical theater dance and then tap dance. And then next I'll be in the parade.
That would be great. I'd love to see you in the parade. Tap dancing's so fun, and obviously the sound is just so cool.
Can you tap dance?
Yes.
You can?
Yes, but not as good as these people down here. It's too bad they don't have their tap shoes on. I love the blue gloves.
All right, right behind them, another dance group. World Strides on Stage Dancers. They have traditionally kicked off our Port of San Diego Holiday Bowl Parade. I'm happy to see them actually getting their due and getting to march in the parade as well. The group actually consists of 3 different dance groups, all from Colorado. Here today with us is More to Dance, as well as Eagle Valley High School and Vail Christian High School.
What a fun opportunity for those young people to kind of, it's a holiday time, they get ready and come all the way to San Diego and perform in a parade.
Absolutely. And it's not just the parade. They will be performing at halftime at the Holiday Bowl game. Again, that's later this evening, a 5 p.m. kickoff.
Those are experiences you just don't forget.
Oh, yeah.
Live with you forever.
Oh, it's so cool. And, if you went on any trips in high school, right, you stay in a hotel, you fly, all that fun stuff, away from the parents.
Little taste of freedom.
It's so cool.
A lot of In-N-Out burgers. Speaking of youngsters and music, the Southwest Iowa Marching Band is here. How about this? This is a great story. An idea of an English teacher. This could be made a movie. An English teacher at Lewis Central Middle School was watching the Rose Bowl parade in 1984, Mr. Frazier, and he thought, why can't our schools do something like that? And now they're doing exactly what he had in mind, all the way from Iowa.
I love it.
Let's listen.
Southwest Iowa Honor Marching Band. Sounds good. Right behind them, it's a new entry in the parade. It's Beach Master Unit 1. Katie, you know them as BMU 1. Now, the Beachmaster Unit 1 is comprised of 230-plus active duty and reserve sailors based out of Coronado, California, my hometown. We love them there. And take a look at those vehicles. These are some impressive vehicles. Right there, that's a LARC, a lighter amphibious resupply cargo craft. You may have seen a very similar looking vehicle being used in a commercial state. They do that little tours around here. I think they paint them like a duck and go out there. This is a lot tougher than the duck tours, for sure. Now, this unit deploys teams around the world in support of humanitarian assistance, disaster response, and other amphibious operations. They do have to mix it up every once in a while. They've actually were commissioned in July of 1949, and Beachmaster Unit 1 has been a part of every amphibious assault since its inception. So it's humanitarian work, but they're also putting themselves in harm's way, and we certainly thank them for all their service.
Thank them always for everything that they do.
Now there's a cool car.
That's a cool car.
Absolutely. That's an Acura NSX in 1997, decked out to look, well, like a Blue Angel jet, quite frankly.
In homage to the Blue Angels.
Absolutely. That's Andy Mercado behind the wheel there. Riding shotgun with him, that's Captain Sean Swartz. You know him by his call sign, Linus. No word on that's because he takes a blankie with him in combat missions. Not sure. Unsubstantiated. I will say this, he's got more than 2,600 flight hours in the F-14 Tomcat, going all the way back to the Tomcat. That's the plane that Maverick flew in the original Top Gun, as well as the F-18 Hornet, which is a more recent plane. He's had 39 combat missions over Iraq and Afghanistan, as well as 2 years serving with the Blue Angels. Incredible flying those guys do.
It could have been Linus and Goose, huh?
Oh, man, that would have been better.
Blue Angels tribute. Next, headquartered in Sorrento Valley, Aya Healthcare is the nation's largest healthcare staffing agency. Such a successful business, proud to be part of San Diego. Aya team members have been instrumental in the fight against COVID-19, delivering tens of thousands of nurses and other healthcare workers to provide vital care to communities in need. Can only imagine what that's been like for them during this crazy couple years. We salute them, all the healthcare workers. Thank you for all you have done and continue to do. That is the understatement of the afternoon.
Man, I have more than one friend that works in healthcare, and it has been a tough 2 years. Tell you who's not having a tough 2 years, the Science Fiction Coalition. Right behind us, San Diego-based sci-fi fan club, started back in 2017. They've got over 200 members. I love this about them. Their mission, simple. 1, support the community. 2, uplift each other and all of those around us. And 3, celebrate the spirit of fandom. I feel like that might be the secret to life. I mean, right? Just uplift around you, support the community, and be a fan. It's okay. It's cool to be a fan. It's cool to like what you like.
I love the costumes. It's like our own little version of Comic-Con today.
Absolutely. That's a great point.
Speaking of being a fan, Sports for Exceptional Athletes is a community-based program serving athletes with developmental disabilities, 5 through actually adults, so of all ages, really. Sports for Exceptional Athletes is locally supported by professional soccer coach Brian Quinn. Oh my goodness, he does so much for the community, a longtime supporter of athletes with and without developmental disabilities. And Monique Henderson,
Yeah.
we know her, 2-time Olympian and the 4x400 gold medalist, graduate of Morse High School in San Diego. This is just a great opportunity for these athletes and these coaches.
Oh, it is. It's really, really inspiring stories if you've ever heard them. Oh, here you go, Katie. The Lowrider Coalition cruising down Harbor Drive.
Oh my gosh, look at this.
Yes. I don't think that comes standard. I think that's an upgrade. Oh my gosh.
They're dancing. All types of dancing today.
Absolutely. So cool. Well, it's not just the tricks with the hydraulics, although, man, that's pretty impressive. The cars, they're a canvas of culture and personality. That's what it is. It's personality, it's culture, it's wild.
It's a community. They get together on the weekends, and all their cars are together, and they sit around and spend time with each other. I mean, I might need some Dramamine if I was in the back of one of those cars.
I like the one coming up here. I'll say this. The lowriders are doing what they do. They're strutting their stuff. They're taking their time.
I love that they're taking their time.
All right. Coming up behind them, the California Cinderella Scholarship Pageant. It's a youth development scholarship program that offers many opportunities for achievement to deserving children, teens, and young adults.
Easy transition from lowriders to Cinderella. That's why we love a parade.
Absolutely. California Cinderella helps teach the importance of community service, involvement, and respect for others.
And Mother Goose is here.
She made it.
She made it.
It wasn't just the old woman in the shoe. There's the lady herself. Well, no, that's not Mother Goose. That's Mother Goose. Those two would be sad if they thought I called them Mother Goose.
Mother Goose, 35 feet. How about that? 2,200 cubic feet. Those stats are interesting to me.
Yeah, that's how much healing. There's the Cinderella royalty they're called. And there's Mother Goose.
16 people are managing Mother Goose, kind of like the same number of the slithering snake. And Mother Goose looks kind of like Elmo, because Mother Goose is up in the air.
And rounding out our parade today, our Happy Holidays Old Town Trolley Tours. Old Town Trolley Tours of San Diego is the attraction that takes you to see all the attractions. I love that line. They've been entertaining millions of guests for over 30 years, and we are happy to have them bringing up the caboose in this year's Holiday Bowl Parade. It's been a lot of fun today, for sure, absolutely. I mean, as you say, some of the transitions, what you go from and to, it's what a parade is all about. It's certainly been a lot of fun.
And it's been such a nice showing of a lot of things in San Diego, but all over the country as well. And a great time to do it after we're all kind of still going through our own stuff. So we just hope we brought you a little bit of joy and escape and holiday spirit today in this 30th edition of the Port of San Diego Holiday Bowl Parade, and we hope that 2022 is joyful and safe and healthy and full of laughs for you.
This event has been a San Diego County Credit Union Holiday Bowl production. For Katie Temple and our entire crew at the parade, I'm John Weisbarth. Thanks so much for spending this time with us. We'll see you next year.
Welcome.
Go inside the association with Stadium. With NBA breaking news from Shams Charania, you are continuing to break news